Welcome back to Highly Serious, a professional news gathering service. I'm your host, Craig Anthony Marshall. This is episode 7 of the Highly Serious Top 15 Live Action Superhero Films list. Today we're going to look at number 4 and number 3. We are down to the final 4, so let's just dive right into it. Here's number 4 on the Highly Serious Top 15 Live Action Superhero Films list. Batman Begins is to superhero films what The Godfather and Goodfellas was to mob movies and what Saving Private Ryan was to war movies, a game changer. It completely revolutionized the genre. It's a masterpiece. I know this list has been dominated by Marvel-based movies produced by Sony Pictures, 20th Century Fox, and Marvel Studios themselves, but I assure you, this is not preferential treatment. We looked at each film objectively, regardless of source material. The Marvel-based films have just been that good, and the DC films just haven't been made with the same quality as the rest of the films on this list. Batman Begins is the exception and is the first DC-based film to make the list. Batman Begins is basically a character study wrapped in a superhero film. It explores what it would take to push someone to become a costume vigilante and a symbol of justice that strikes fear in the hearts of criminals. This movie strips away the vanity of previous Batman films and takes an extremely grounded, realistic approach to the character. You follow Bruce Wayne on a quest to fully understand the criminal mind and what makes them tick, the training necessary to take them down, and the trial and error required to successfully complete such a task. You follow him from neophyte to expert, and he whoops major criminal ass along the way. Gotham is depicted as a decaying city full of crime and corruption, where most citizens have lost all hope. This movie adeptly shows how one man not only becomes a symbol of hope, but the savior of a city who infiltrates the criminal world and has them running scared. The visuals in the beginning of the film are amazing. The landscape shots in Iceland standing in for Bhutan are breathtaking. Love the training scenes between Ra's al Ghul and Bruce Wayne. Speaking of Ra's, this is Liam Neeson at the peak of his powers. No one really knew about Ra's al Ghul before Batman Begins except for die-hard comic book readers. Liam Neeson was so good in the role that everyone knows who he is now. He's even a main villain on CW's The Arrow. I doubt that would have been the case if not for Batman Begins. Christopher Nolan's attention to detail and storytelling are exceptional. He explains everything from how Batman is able to glide through the air with the use of memory cloth to the fins on his gloves being a defensive piece of armor that protects him from bladed weapons. I've been a big fan of Christopher Nolan since the beginning. His work on earlier films such as Memento, Insomnia, Following, and The Prestige, a personal favorite of mine, is amazeballs. He's always been a superb storyteller. I think Christian Bale's portrayal of Batman is the best version yet. He's the right mix of humanity and intensity as Bruce Wayne while also possessing the physically imposing appearance of Batman. Michael Caine as Alfred is definitely the best version yet. Alfred is much more fleshed out as a character in Batman Begins than in any other Batman film. He's more of a surrogate father / partner in crime in this movie. In other movies, he's more of a peripheral character. If Alfred is Bruce Wayne's surrogate father, then Lucius Fox is his conscience. He's also his tech guy that hooks him up with the proper equipment to get the job done. Morgan Freeman is sublime as Lucius Fox. Then again, that's hardly a surprise. He's incredible in every role he plays. The Tumbler, far and away my favorite Batmobile. A mix of tank and car, it's extremely functional and perfect for fighting crime. If I was gonna go against a bunch of criminals that are heavily armed, I can't think of a better vehicle. Even if I was just rolling up to a club on a Saturday night, I still can't think of a better vehicle.
It's not who I am underneath, but what I do that defines me.
Truer words have never been uttered. Before I forget, shout out to Katie Holmes, severely underrated as Rachel Dawes, Ken Wanatabe, Gary Oldham as Commissioner Gordon. They all had standout performances. This movie has a dope trifecta of things it excels at. The best Batman, Christian Bale, the best Alfred, Michael Caine, the best Batmobile, the Tumbler. Those three things in a vacuum would be great, but then add to it the most realistic, serious approach to a superhero film, the storytelling and direction of Christopher Nolan. All help Batman Begins glide into the number 4 spot on the Highly Serious Top 15 Live Action Superhero Films list.
Agent Romanoff, you miss me?
Make your move, Reindeer Games. Good move.
Mr. Stark,
Captain.
And with that scene, the Marvel Cinematic Universe would never ever be the same again. The key phrase consists of 3 words when discussing the Avengers: degree of difficulty. I can't express this enough. The degree of difficulty involved in making this movie is through the roof. Not only did this movie have to deliver a compelling story, it also had to juggle multiple characters and give them equal screen time, deliver a threat so big it will require them to come together, have a villain worthy enough to face off against these heroes that could match them step for step, and also have memorable action scenes. The Avengers checks off every box on the list. Every scene I dreamt of as a 13-year-old kid imagining what an Avengers movie would look like, Joss Whedon delivered. Iron Man vs. Thor fight scene, check. Thor vs. Hulk fight scene, check. Epic battle scene at the end of the movie, check. More on that later. This is the movie that launched Tom Hiddleston into the stratosphere as the best MCU villain. Don't get me wrong, he was awesome in the original Thor movie, but it takes a special kind of antagonist to hold his own and excel against a team of heroes. Tom Hiddleston really plays it up in this movie to great effect. On the hero side, all the characters have really good chemistry. I love the back and forth between Captain America, who starts out as quote-unquote a company man, and Tony Stark, who questions S.H.I.E.L.'s role and intentions in the conflict. Mark Ruffalo, in his first turn as the Hulk, successfully portrayed Bruce Banner as a ticking time bomb who could sway the outcome of the conflict in either direction. Scarlett Johansson was awesome as usual as Black Widow. She totally should have gotten an Oscar nod for her part in this movie. Kidding, but seriously, she was really good. The ending battle scene in New York against the Jatari is incredible. I personally watched that portion of the film at least 100 times. It's amazing to see the fight choreography and how well the heroes play off each other. From the moment Iron Man is thrown off a Stark tower only to be rescued by a remote version of his suit till the end of the movie is pure action. It's cool to see the heroes' different skill sets and what they bring to the table. One part in particular that I love that illustrates how well the scene is choreographed is when Iron Man swoops in and shoots a beam off of Cap's shield that takes out a bunch of Tatari. Just the way that was executed is so dope. Just the degree of difficulty involved to not only make this film, but to have it excel in every category and satisfy casual fans as well as die-hard comic book fans helps Marvel's The Avengers smash its way to number 3 on the highly serious top 15 live-action superhero films list.
Puny God.
So that was number 4, Batman Begins, and number 3, Marvel's The Avengers, on the highly serious top 15 live-action superhero films list. What do you guys think? Do you highly agree or do you seriously disagree? Let a brother know in the comments below. Until next time, I've been your host, Craig Anthony Marshall. Have a great day and rock on.